Hi there, I am Luke LaForest, and today I will be talking to you about SpaceX's first reusable rocket, the Falcon 9. The Falcon 9 is a giant rocket that launches, sending its payload into space and then promptly returning to Earth. After refilling the rocket with fuel and make sure it hasn't got any damage, it can be relaunched. This rocket is what allowed SpaceX, its creator, to get their foot in the door of the rocket industry. Compared to other traditional rockets, this is a much more affordable model for customers since they can relaunch their rockets. Since it returns, it can be used and is an excellent economic choice for any mission, especially sending satellites to space. SpaceX is currently planning for the rockets to complete roughly 20 launches before decommissioning. SpaceX has been recently using their rockets to send their very own Starlink internet satellites, and they have been contracted by the American government to send payloads into space. Now, the Falcon 9 is a very impressive rocket that contains their very own Merlin engines, which produce 845 kilonewtons of thrust. Each rocket holds 9 Merlin engines, meaning 7,600 kilonewtons of force on the main Falcon. For fuel, it uses a high-grade kerosene for its explosive launch, and as you can see, they use big LOX tanks, which holds oxygen to help the rocket thrust. Now let's talk about the founding of SpaceX. SpaceX was started by its current CEO, Elon Musk, who you may know for starting Tesla and PayPal. Musk firmly believes that humans were meant to be a multi-planet species and were unhappy with how rocket launch systems were made. So he set out in 2002 to start his own company to make an affordable rocket. He employed Tom Mueller, who was an aerospace engineer, to begin working on the Merlin engine, where they quickly realized that in order to make it affordable, they would need a way to get the rocket back to Earth. And thus they made the self-landing rocket system, and the rest is history. So let's talk about the environmental benefits of this rocket. First and foremost, the reusability of this rocket is absolutely incredible. It helps prevent adding to the 200,000 pieces of space junk that is orbiting our planet. Another benefit of our rocket returning is that you don't need to mine for new metals, but otherwise recycle the materials on the rocket once it has done its 20 launches. The Falcon has a very efficient type of rocket fuel called RP1, which is a rocket-grade kerosene that allows for much less combustible fluids than your standard rocket. Soon, SpaceX will be working on sending the final Starlink internet satellites with the Falcon 9 to provide internet to all parts of the world. In the coming years, SpaceX also plans to start a small moon colony that will act as a hub between rockets heading towards Mars and the Earth. SpaceX is also developing a much bigger reusable rocket called Starship, which you can see on the right, which it will hold a 100-person crew. SpaceX really hones in on that Mars is the future of humanity and that they're going to do anything to achieve their goal. Thank you for listening.